Welcome back to Tom's Garage again. Today, this thing's been sitting there since before the GIE vacation. Finally got all the parts in we need for it. We're gonna knock it out today. Wow. Husqvarna YTH24K54. Well, this one is good. I'll tell you, his wife is tore up about that big dent in the hood right there. You can see how it's just got it all pushed down. And he said, "Is there anything you can do with that?" No, I'm not a body shop. No. I could take the hood off and lay it on something soft, like that knee pad over there, just kind of put my foot on it and see if I can push it out, but that's something I ain't gonna get into. My luck, I'd make it worse. This one's got the Kohler KT735 24 horse V-twin. Good little motor, I like it. I like it a lot. He said his wife was using it and she hit something. So we pulled the deck off. Well, when he got it off the trailer, we had to, I had to use a crowbar because he was just dragging that metal spindle. It was on the ground. And of course, you know, the spindle just broke all the ears off the spindle. And there's the rest of it still bolted to it. But I dug through my parts drawer and I found a spindle just exactly like it. And this spindle here is still in really good shape. Bearings are really nice. So instead of ordering all new spindles and everything, you know, this one's got a grease fit, so we'll grease it real good. Put this one on there, save them some money. Save them a lot of money rather than doing all that. You know, all his pulleys feel pretty good. Belt's in a really good shape. But of course his blades are, he needs new blades. So we got him some new blades. So all we're gonna do is put that used spindle on there, grease it all up real good, put him some new blades on there. And then we're going to give him a good servicing. I got the Kohler maintenance kit. Comes with the oil, air filter, fuel filter, spark plugs, oil filter, filter. Yep, so we got everything we need, man. We're gonna give this boy a good once over. I'm gonna charge his battery over in that too, see if his battery's good. He said it's been sitting for a while. I guess that thing's been broke for a while. He said leaf season's coming up and he wants to start using this again to mulch his leaves. I'm like, yeah. He says, I don't want to do it with a push mower. I said, I don't either. So let's get this thing here whipped back into shape. I guess first thing we can do is get this deck here fixed. Get his deck whipped back into shape. Let me set this stuff over here. We'll use that pulley blade. All right, let's get these blades taken off. Yeah, I'd say that blade's wore. It's worn out. It's worn out. Uh-oh, pine straw string. Look at there. Let me lower this camera a little bit. This new tripod is a lot taller than the other one. I got to remember that. Pine straw string. Look at that. All right. I'll tell you, I don't know what it is. When that weather's kind of cool outside, well, my nose runs like a fountain. That's why in all my latest videos, you just hear me sniffing. All right, make sure you get that little pattern on there right. Make sure that blade sits good. All right, I can't put the middle one in there yet because we ain't got the spindle on it. We ain't got the spindle on it. Hi-ya. Well, I'll tell you, that one right there was just about to break off and go slinging across the yard too. Wow. Dangerous, dangerous. Dangerous situation. We got any stuff wrapped in this one today? We got just some string wrapped in this one. Yeah, we got to get this out of here. Let me grab my needle nose because there's a little bit of stuff in there. A little bit of stuff in there. See if we can pull some of this stuff out. There's a piece of string. Mostly mud. A little bit of debris. Got to get this out of there. That stuff will make it spindle hot. Oh yeah. A little bit of grass. A little bit of grass in it. You got to get this stuff out of there. Let me hit pause. I'm going to take a few minutes to dig all that stuff out of there. I'll show you what we find when we come back. All right, we ended up getting all this stuff out. You couldn't see none of this stuff hardly. We got all this stuff out from on top of that cover. And I believe I got it all. Look at that. Wrapped up in there, boy. Ripped it up. I don't know what it is. It's therapeutic to me. I love digging string out of spindles. It's just fun. Fun. Okay. Okay, let's set some of this stuff aside. And we're going to lower the deck down. Lower the jack stand as far as it'll go. And then we'll work on getting these broken ears off the deck. Boy, this is a heavy deck right here. This is a 54-inch deck. This thing is heavy. Whew. What I'll do is take a pair of channel locks and hold on to them ears, and I'll hit these bolts with a impact. Zip them out of there. The bolts will probably break. Let me raise the camera. And you can probably look over. Okay, let me grab my 1/2-inch socket and a pair of channel lockers. Okay, get the impact back over here. I'm gonna feed this air hose right down through here. Okay. Start with this first ear. Get your channel locks and get you a big bite on that boy. Well, I ain't changed the socket yet. Take the 5/8 off and put your 1/2-inch on there. Ooh. Yeah, bolt broke. That's good. I'm gonna have to get an extension. That pulley is right in the way of that one. I'm gonna have to grab an extension. All right, we're good. Grab a hold of it with the channel locks. There we go. Huh. That bolt actually came out. All right, next one, we got 4 of them we gotta grab. This one's gonna break too. Ooh. Hang on to it. If you can. Let me get a good grasp on it. Yeah. I'm gonna hold on the right hand, it's stronger. There we go, that bolt broke. Goody goody. All right, next, last one. That one didn't break either. Surprise, surprise. Okay, let me hit pause because I got to go find some bolts for that spindle. Be right back. Pow. We'll reuse two of them bolts, and I got a whole drawer full of that file, that bottom drawer of the file cabinet. If y'all need anything, y'all can come over and dig through it if you need some deck parts. I know Linus next door, he's always coming over. Tell me you got one of these, you got one of these. I went over there the other day looking for a bell handle for a Toro. He actually took me all the way to his house where he's got a bunch of stuff looking for one. Very, very nice feller. I'm so fortunate to have him and his wife next door over there helping each other out. Okay, let's grab the impact. Let's tighten these down. Well, put it in forward. Careful. Boy, that takes everything I got to pick that up. Heavy, heavy deck. Put the blade on. Put the last blade on. Let me grab that other bolt because this one's different. The jack stands in the way. All right. You know what? We need another other bolt for this particular spindle. Even when it was tight, that blade was wiggling. And I'll show you why. This one is cupped. This one's got a little extra length coming out of the bottom of this right here, and it's gonna have to have this. Because this is the bolt that originally came with this spindle. Yep. So that's what we'll do. That could have been a dangerous situation. Now that's proper. See how they all line up just perfect? There and there. That tells me the deck is nice and straight and it's not bent. Sometimes you'll bend the deck when you hit something. Okay. Toss this in the trash can. Put off that bolt. Now we need to get the jack stand up on it. I'll tell you, this thing's heavy. Good grief. Woo. Okay, we're gonna have to get that washer. The other spindle I'll show you. You gotta watch out for this. Let me grab a spacer. Find me a spacer. There's one right there. Sometimes on these spindles, the bearing itself can have this raised part, which the pulley will set on. Keep the pulley from rubbing this. This one doesn't have that. It's completely flat. So we have to use a spacer. Wrong spacer. Let's go over here and dig for another spacer. Here's one right there. We'll steal this one. See, I keep these shafts. See, that one's got a good pattern. Sometimes these patterns can be smushed over a period of time. Somebody not putting the blade on properly. There you go. And there you go. There, foul. There we go. And there we go. Take the nut. Stick it on there. Let me grab another socket. There we go. Now what I'll do is take my eyeball and stick it in there and make sure everything's lined up, and it is. Okay, here's the belt pattern right there. And I can tell right now that it has fallen off this pulley over here. Okay, that one goes that way. That one goes in the back straight across, straight to that pulley back there. Why is it off of this pulley back there? Let me raise the camera. Somehow or another, the belt has come off of that pulley. So we'll have to see if we can't cram it back in there. This one has got electric PTO. So it has no belt fingers or nothing to keep the belt on the pulley, because it's going to have tension on the belt all the time, whether the blades are engaged or not. So they can fall off pretty easy. I keep taking this cover off. Well, it's got a little fin right there on the inside. It's not going to let you get that belt past this pulley. So we're going to have to pull this cover off. We are. Let me grab a torque. Where's my... There it is. Let's see, I believe that might be a T30. It is. Stick my big head in there, up and over the grease fitting, around that pulley. Okay, and it's got to go back behind that one. Okay, it's got to go there like that. Stick my head in there, make sure it's on right, and it's not. There we go. We're good now. By golly, we got it. All right, we're not missing any bolts. Okay. Make sure the belt's on right. From here, it goes all the way to that one. Comes around that one, around this one, to the engine pulley. Around this one, around this one and back around this one. Just like that. All right. Okay, so the deck is ready. We'll put the deck back on last. I didn't film taking it off, but I'll show you how to put it back on. And let's go service the engine with our handy dandy little service kit we ordered for Kohler, using all OEM parts. All right, let me hit pause and we'll get it set up. I'm gonna get this hood off. About forgot to grease it. Let's go ahead and do that now since we can get to it real easy. I wonder if this grease gun is almost empty. Let me grab a flashlight. Gotta have a flashlight. Lower the camera down. I'll let y'all watch the blades while I watch up under the top pulley. I don't see it coming out nowhere yet. Let me make sure we got grease. Yeah, we do. Trying to keep a good check. I don't want to waste grease. Coming out anywhere yet? Nope, can't see it just yet. Make sure we hadn't run out of grease yet. Nope. This thing probably hadn't been greased in years. Or ever. I'm about to change grease tubes here in a minute, I believe. Keep having to look. Anything yet? Nothing yet. I'm gonna hit pause. I ain't gonna watch y'all make me do this. Make y'all watch me do this, or however that goes. Be right back when I get done with this, I'll show you. Okay, deck is done. All greased up. I had to take this cover back off because there's so much grease come out from under that pulley. Had to clean all that out. I didn't want to get grease slung all over the belt. So now we can finally get started on the tractor. Finally get started on the tractor. Let's get this hood off. That thing come down like a guillotine on the top of my head. Let's see, hey, I'll hook this little wire right here. This one's actually got a keeper on it. Yeah, there we go. Ow. I'm able to get this hood off because of that bar. You gotta want to grab it. There we go. Out of here you go. I just cut my finger doing that. Oh boy. We'll get this thing up in the air. Get that oil draining. And get with it. Get with it. Let's get this service kit open. Service kit for a 7000 series. 78902. Well, it's KOH3278902-S. 3278902-S. Just like opening a little Easter basket. It's a lawnmower Easter basket. Yay! 25050 fuel filter. Let's see, we got a 3208309 air flitter. We got 1205001 full flow Earl filter. And then we got a RC12YC. Should be two of them in there. Hopefully. Maybe. Well, I don't see but one. There it is. It's hiding back there. This thing got jostled around, you know, shipping UPS, and I want to make sure these things here hadn't got bent shut. And we got a couple of bottles of Earl 10W30 synthetic blend. Extra zinc for long durability. And I got blood on it. Ah, look at there. And it even comes with instructions. Voila. We don't need no stinking instructions. Wow. Okay. We'll get her raised up there. I need to take a sign down. So we'll be closed for vacation 16th, 17th, and 18th. That has passed. That time has passed. I'll hang it back up next year. Let me get the mighty back. Okay, check that pulse line right there. Well, that tank vent line right there is hard as a rock. Ow! Smashed my finger. Look at that. That thing come in handy again. I need to take this one off over here. No, I didn't. Well, I appreciate that. I'll shoulder you. Okay, let me grab my little power sport bottle, Powerade, whatever it is, and an oil filter wrench. Let's see, let me slide the camera over there a little bit there. Just a little bit there. Ow! I'll tell you, when the weather's cool, you hit your hands on stuff so much easier. And it hurts twice as bad. I don't know why stuff hurts worse when you're cold. grab me a rag. I got oil all over my hands. That last tractor I did, I think it was a John Deere. I forgot to write the date and hours on it. I remembered that about a day after they picked it up. I think Jeremy over at Mower Medic 1 showed me that trick, how to make that oil filter bottle. Thank you, Jeremy. Use it all day, every day. I tell you, I've learned so many little tricks like that over the years watching YouTube. Okay, that's tight enough. Now we'll tackle that fuel filter. Fuel filter. Let me undo that parking brake right there. That thing is right in my way. There we go. I went to the auto parts store a while ago while I was doing that deck right there you was watching. And I bought me something I've been needing. Because y'all hear me complain about it every time I grease something. I'll show you what it is. Performance tool. I finally broke down and bought a new one. That one I've been using has got to be 40 years old. Performance tool. Got that at O'Reilly's Auto Parts for less than $50. That's a good one. That's a good one there, boy. Now I got two of them. Well, I'll tell you what. If I ever meet John, I'm buying him a 12-pack of beer, and we're going to sit right there and drink every bit of it. This is the greatest tool in the world right here. Look at that. Look at that. Just pow. What more can you ask for? Let's find somewhere to dump this. Yeah, we'll just set it over here for now. Looks like that fuel coming out of there was a little stale looking. He said, I believe he said this thing had been sitting. I think I mentioned that earlier. Okay, that's gonna have to make me go back. Back over here you go. Back over here, boy. Stick it back in this little hook. Drip a little all over it. Okay. Fuel filter. We'll go ahead and put some oil in it. Go ahead and put the oil in it. Ooh, I just remembered. Let's hook up. Let's go over here and hook up this battery charger to this thing. Let's see, I need to get that out of the way. I just put the new valve cover gasket on here and I don't want it to, I want it to cure real good. This video you just saw will probably last. Okay, let's hook the battery charger because when I get the oil back in, I'm going to want to crank it. Let me let the table down a little bit. That way I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna let that thing 2 amp trickle charge overnight. All night long, all night long. Positively to positively, negatory to negatory. Make sure that's right. Yep. Plug it in, plug it in. Whoa. About bit it just then. All right, we are on 2 amp trickly charge. Goody, goody. Goody, goody. Now we can put the oil in it. Let's see, I'll set the camera here. Because you know me, I like to pour oil left-handed. Where'd my funnel go? There it is. And it'll hold 2 quarts. Kohler brand. I wonder who actually makes this. Probably, no telling. Manufactured for Kohler, manufactured for Kohler, but I don't see no other name on it. It's probably Kindle or something like that. Ain't important. Glub, 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 glub. Okay, there's one. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour both quarts in it, because you know darn well it's gonna hold both of them. Might even need to add a little drop after I'm done with this, but I don't think so. Okay. Let me just run the dipstick down it. Just get a preliminary reading, make sure we got, yep, it's a little over full right there, so that's good. So that's good. Oh, let me raise this thing up a little bit. Make sure them battery cables ain't gonna get, yeah, they're gonna be too tight. We'll leave it where it is. Okay, let's get them spark plugs out of there. Let me crank it up to 10 amp, because I want to crank it. Actually, I'm going to crank it on up to 50 amp, because we're going to crank it here in just a few minutes after we get the spark plugs in it. Okay, we're going to make sure it's at 30. That's a little much. That's about right. And this one. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Well, I gotta take the old ones out first. Get a 5/8 socket wrench bolt. Go ahead and snap the air filter. I've been thinking about a new car. I'd like find another good Tacoma for sale somewhere, but I think I may ride over to, what's the name of that Ford dealership in Smyrna? Look at a cargo van. That'd be cool. A nice Ford Transit. I think that would be awesome. Haul all kinds of stuff, go on trips. I seen somebody fix up a Transit van. God, they had a luggage rack and they tinted the windows and put some fancy wheels on it. It was a sharp looking cargo van. I don't think they make the Econo. I think Chevrolet still makes like a, I know GMC still makes the Savannah, am I right? I don't think Chevrolet makes that G series or something, whatever it was, van anymore. I want to get something enclosed. If I end up getting a pickup truck, it's going to have to have a camper shell. Okay, there's your sprute plugs. Spute plugs. Now we'll slap that new air flutter on there. Yeah, I'd say she needs a new air filter. Last time I put this foam on here, I ripped it in half. I had to staple it. Do not operate engine with the cover removed. Yeah, on these colors, you got to kind of press down on it to get it to snap. Otherwise, you just break that little tab off of it. Okay, so far we have changed oil filter, spark plugs, fuel filter, oil filter, air filter, filter. I drove it on the table last night, but I went to crank it back up today and the battery's dead. We're going to see what kind of charge it'll take. All right, let's fire this thing up. If it will. Oh, set the parking brake back. Okay, we'll give that a minute to settle. I want to raise it up. I don't want to pull them battery cables too tight. Yeah, that'll be good. I want to stick my head under there before I put that deck back on. We'll check his transmission pulleys, belt, all that good stuff. Let's go down. Pulleys feel good. They feel real good. Grab a flashlight and we'll see what the belt looks like. Maybe we can upsell him on the transmission belt. No, can't do that because that belt looks good. That's a good looking transmission belt right there. It is, it looks good. Go around here and see the other side. Well, I can tell it looks pretty darn good. It looks good. Well, that's good for him. It ain't good for me, but it's good for him. Okay, let me stick my head under here and look at this side. Got it again over here. Yeah, uh-oh. I found one cut in that transmission belt. I'm just kidding. It looks good. Okay. Now all we got to do is check the oil now. Then put the deck back on it. Have to drag that thing over here. Oh God, that thing's heavy. 54-inch deck. Good grief. Put this cover back on there. I don't know why. Well, John Deere uses bolts, but Husqvarna and Ariens uses those little plastic things. I've seen them missing so many times, but the cover don't fall off because the hood actually holds it on and won't let it bounce off. Okay, let's see what we have. What do we have? What do we have? Let's check the oil. Check the oil level. And that is perfect. Perfect. Let me lower it down. I'm gonna see if he's got an hour meter. I know he does. Get this battery charger out of the way. All night long. Let's see, his hour meter says 90s. Well, he's only got 97 hours on this thing. That's pretty good. I'm gonna stick my, I should have done this before I put that cover on there. Now the cover's in the way. Let's see, it is 10 of 20. Or, and we have got 97. $97 hours. I wonder if this thing's got a date of manufacture on it somewhere. I can't tell what year it is by the looks of on the color engine. Let's see. Yeah. I don't see nothing on there either. Do know. What I do know, I got to muscle that deck back over here, and I've been putting that off. That's always a fun part. Yeah. Yeah. Put this back on 2 amp. He says he charged the battery the other day, but last week, but I don't know how long he charged it, what kind of amperage he had it on. And he mentioned something about a tire going low, so yesterday I put 15 in the front and 12 in the back. I'm gonna check that and find out which one's leaking, because he wasn't sure either. He had to ask his wife, because she's the one that uses this thing. They don't feel like, now it's been 24 hours, it don't feel like any of them's real low yet. And I can sell him on the tube. Okay, boy, I tried this. Excuse Excuse me, Mr. Battery Charger. You gotta fight to get this thing on there because it'll hit these scalp wheels on this tire and that tire. All right, let me make sure the deck is lowered all the way down, the lever. Okay, let me lower the camera so you can see what I'm doing. I gotta grease that new tripod. I got my other one broke in real good till I let the table down on it again and finally broke it. Let me go get all my clips. Clip. Washer. Forgot about this little panhard top bar that goes on this deck. It goes, that end goes through a hole in the frame, and then this right here will clip right there. I'm gonna have to slide that deck around to get this in there. I shouldn't have put that on there yet. Let me get that back off. Just gotta go in there first. Okay, let's pull this deck around. Get that in like that, push it in. Let me grab a clip and the washer. That's just a lateral support so the deck doesn't, go back and forth. It's such a huge deck. Just like that. Put this one over here. Okay, that one gets a washer. Well, that one gets a clip. I just love these little clips. They're so much easier to use. Let's see, we'll stick that on right there. Stick this one. Let me move the camera. You can't really see it, but this one goes right there. Yeah, that one goes there. It goes right there. Right there. We got that bar in, that bar goes up back there, and it just kind of sticks in that hole. They're like a little Z-bend. Now we gotta get that front bar on. Okay, let's see. We need a washer for that, washer for that. I'm gonna probably do that last. That front bar right there. We'll get this one on. Yeah. And we got this one over here. There is no engagement cable to hook up because this one's electric PTO. All we gotta do is pull that belt around that pulley and that's it. There's no belt fingers or nothing. All right, we got that one on. Right there. And now for that bar in the front. We have to pull this pin out. Well, goes like that. Oh. Stick it through the hole. And then we'll put this pin back in it. This pin goes right in there. This just holds it. I don't know what the purpose of this pin here is. Is that the right pin? I believe it is. That just hooks in there like that. Then the bar will go through that hole right there. Hey-ya! Right there. What did I do with the pin and washer? There it is. That goes in there like that. This one goes in there like that. I always put the pins in that direction or down. That way if a big stick or something hits it, it won't push it all the way off and hurt the deck. Lose a pin. All right, fellas, all we gotta do now is just put a little muscle into it and get this belt back on that PTO right there. And by golly, we may be done with this. I'm gonna take it out there in the driveway and wash it. All right, this is where you earn your money. Hiya. My beard stuck to that wheel right there. Yeah. Got it. Okay, it's on there. Stick my hands in here and feel that pulley there. It is on it. Put your eyeballs on it and grab a flashlight. Okay, everything's on that pulley. It goes all the way to that other pulley. Comes out, goes around that one, goes around that one, back around that one, to the engine, back from the engine, around this one, and around this one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pulleys on this thing. Wow. Okay. Let me grab my little air check and we'll see if any of these wheels have lost air in the last 24 hours. What is that noise? Huh, I don't know. I know it's not the battery charger making that sound. Never heard that sound before. This one has lost a pound in 24 hours. Lost about a pound. And this one that was still right at 11.6. It was like 12.2, 12.1 yesterday. I guess it is that battery charger making that humming sound. God, I bought that battery charger almost 30 years ago. The on-off switch is broke, so when you plug it in, you better have it hooked up right. I was talking to Shane on the phone one day and I wasn't paying attention. I went ahead and plugged it in and pow! He laughed. God, he laughed at me. 14.6. This one hadn't really lost any. Little O-rings keep coming out of this valve stem cap. So we're going to keep an eye on that front left up there. I thought she was talking about the rear tire. We're going to find out if this one's lost any. No, not really. Right at 12. Okay. I'll slap my tube in that front tire if I... Ooh, I'm out of 6-inch tubes. Have to order some more. I got plenty of 8-inch. It's like when I order tubes. So I'll have some, and if somebody needs them, they just automatically get gone because I use them. I've gotten pretty good at putting tubes in. I don't bust a whole lot of them anymore. Okay. I'm gonna crank this thing up, back it out to wash it. I'm gonna engage, well, I don't want to engage the blades with a weak battery. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Maybe just for a second or so. You do not want to use a bad battery on an electric PTO tractor because you will burn up the alternator. You will. Because that alternator is trying to fight to charge the battery and power the PTO. So what we'll do is fire this thing up, unplug the charger, and just back it on out to where we can wash it. Man, this thing is wide. I just know I'll end up having to push it back in there because it ain't going to crank by itself. Not with that battery like it is. All right. Let me hit pause. I'm going to go get some soap, and I'll show you what it looks like after I give it a good washing. Y'all hang with. Well, out there, boys and girls, there she is. She don't look brand new, but she ain't near as crusty as she was. All right. I'm gonna pull her back inside, let the battery charge overnight, and call the customer. Well, all right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another Tom and Dobie video. Another Husqvarna tractor, full service, new blades and tune up. Y'all be good, boys and girls, and I love y'all, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be real good.